No, this came from the white book, though. So I'm going to be okay with this.
But no nails.
I'm telling you, man.
Now,
I am not going to be
have
eating
a-
crow on this. I'm telling you right
okay,
now.
while he's eating
Even
crow,
if I have to go and break the video.
hey, while he's eating crow, why can I use, if I've got a line-to-line water heater like that, why can I use a breaker that's just got a handle tie and it's not common trip?
That is the question I can answer, and that is a great question. I want you to bring it up.
Okay.
I just wait for Ryan to
Because
tell me.
that blows me away.
No, there's a reason.
That just shatters my whole concept of the reason for ties and common trip.
I think it is here in the UL White Book. So what I'll say, go to me, and I'll admit that what I said isn't right in the code.
Okay.
But it is right per the listing.
Read it to me. I'm not gonna let you say that.
That's fine. Come on, just let me make it up.
I'm not. Give me a break.
Now
Okay,
we're
I'm in
negotiating.
That's the problem.
Okay,
When
single
you
pole.
talk a lot, when you say,
I
you
know.
risk,
I know,
it just
exactly.
can go down so fast. I mean, I've had this happen to me so many times. I'm like,
Okay.
okay, all right. Don't. If you want, listen. If you want to bring that up and talk about how it looks and add more to it,
Yeah?
you're welcome to do that. Or you might want to just cut your losses. Because
figure
maybe
no one-
other people don't believe that, and they're thinking you're trying to.
I know that's what it says.
So who sits here next version?
Somebody else. I'm done.
Here's what I want to do. And that's why I stopped,
Yeah.
because I knew the other one was line to line, and I wanted to have the spot that, okay, I just described this. What I want to say here is, Ryan, you bring it up.
Okay.
You say, hey, Mike, I made this comment earlier. You know, I did some looking into it, and I think it might be possibly in a product standard. I don't have the resources here.
Right.
But let me retract what I said as it relates to the National Electrical Code.
Okay.
And that this requirement, as the NEC is, unless there's something on a manufacturer of a breaker that says you cannot use this for line or neutral loads,
Right.
single pole breakers with handle ties.
Right. Yeah, I have no problem saying that.
All right, we're ready to go. Ryan is going to go first on this. Ryan, do you want to make a comment here on multi-wire branch circuits?
Yeah, so earlier when we were back in 210.4, which is the rule that requires a disconnect, I had mentioned that they added a fine print note that ultimately refers us to this section, and I made mention of the fact that there was a change about 120, 240 volt handle ties and 480 volt handle ties, and what I ultimately said was for a 277, 480 volt multi-wire branch circuit, that you couldn't use handle ties. You had to use a common trip breaker. And the reason I said that, and I'm kind of taking that statement back a little bit, because I think that's what the code was supposed to say per the proposal.
But it's not saying that.
But it doesn't say that in the code.
not in
according
240.15b1.
B1,
no
it
change
doesn't.
there.
It says it in 2 and 3.
And those are for
And
2 and 3 are for what kind of loads?
for line-to-line loads.
Gotcha.
Right. Now, according to the proposal, it basically says, and I've never read the UL 49, but according to the submitter, which was somebody from a circuit breaker manufacturer, they're saying that the UL 489 standard says you can't use handle ties on a 480 volt breaker. Now, again, I've never read it. I'm just going off of that. The code making panel accepted it carte blanche with no negative votes. So ultimately, I don't think you can do it because I think the listing
As an inspector, are
prohibits
you
it.
going to allow it unless?
I would look for, I'm going to do some research
Okay.
and find out if it's listed. If
Okay.
it's not, then I can't.
Gotcha.
You know?
All right. Brian read the comment, or rather the proposal from the manufacturer, and we're not quite sure what the real deal is going to be. So you guys check into it, or just put your single pole breakers, handle ties, unless you find out it's not listed for it. And then Ryan, you guys won't. Ryan at mycolt.com. If you want to know, hey, listen, I was watching that videotape and you're the one that said you were going to find out. So what was the deal, Ryan? There you go, RYAN at mycolt.com. And that's a true email address. Am I right, Ryan?
No, you're right.